So let's talk about the drums. As you can see, there are a lot of drums. And the reason for that is, once again, they're all very heavily layered. I'm going to start at the kicks and then work my way down. There's really one main kick, and there are a few others get layered on top, but the most important one is this kick called DPO kick. And the DPO kick was made on a modular synthesizer right over there using a Make Noise DPO. And what's fun about it is we're basically using the same kick, but we're gating the length of it, and that determines kind of the weight of the kick, because there's a lot of sub in there. If you just hear it on its own, it's kind of like a long 808 style kick. But what I've done is, on the initial downbeat, it's shorter. It's gated to be about an eighth note, and it's just a regular little fade. But then on the 3, then you get the really longer, heavier version of that kick. So when you have that with a clap, it accentuates the clap, makes the clap sound that much harder. And if you take away the kick, you can hear the clap really isn't actually that exciting at all. But together, it's big. I also have this very weird tonal, murky thing underneath the kick. And that's a shorter one. Underneath the clap, we have a longer one. And all it really does is it just adds some mud. And it's mud I wanted, and it's tonal mud. So it actually, in a way, emphasizes the tone of the kick itself, because you hear a lot more harmonics in the mud itself than you do in the actual kick. Then if we go down to the claps, once again, there's a lot. First one we have, that was also made on the modular, and it's just some weird FM synthesis stuff with a lot of distortion. It's a really ugly looking waveform, and it makes a great little click. Then underneath it, I have this, and that is actually me crunching leaves together and just panned hard left and right, multiple takes of it, just field recording. And again, it adds a really nice stereo width, and it's all on the high end. You don't hear any low end in it at all. So it just gives some crackle on the sides. And then after that, I also have some snaps. And just recorded here in this room, nothing more than that, and it's just me doing that. What I do a lot in my work is, a lot of times I'll be taking sounds I'm making and I'm running it outside the box into distortion pedals, into outboard effects, and I always record it back in, and then I edit the audio later. But everything really, a lot of it's really just made outside of the box, and it's going through a lot of outside processes. So once it's in the box, then I can really clean it up and use it exactly how I want to. Also, we have a snare. And it's just got a nice long plate reverb on it. If we go towards the end, where it all starts getting pretty dense, you're hearing a lot of real drums in there as well. And all it is really just a kind of basic breakbeat kind of thing. And layered underneath that also, then I have some drums I made with the Slate library, and these are used as fills. And they're filtered very just densely, just to give it a different kind of ambience. If everything's bright, it kind of ruins it. So this is a way to have some juxtaposition and contrast in the acoustic drum programming. We also have these blips underneath there, and they're called Omni Crush because they are totally just destroyed percussion using the Eventide Omnipressor. And it's just absolutely mangled. However, what's fun about it is, what makes it sound the way it does is, here's a version that hasn't been actually edited the same way. So in this, you can actually hear the transients, the hits of the original loop. But what I did is, if we take these, and I'm just going to move this over so you can see the difference, you can see there have been fades stuck in every time a kick or a snare hit. So when I did that, I literally dragged my Omni Crush up to the top of where my kicks were, and I just started applying fades. And that way, every time a kick happened or a snare, there would be nothing fighting it. It's like a moving organism of rhythm where you have this constant sucking and pulling, and it really allows for a percussive sound that you can't get without actually doing these hard fades. But then when you add the fade version, it really just pulls underneath it, and it's a much cooler sound to me, and I like it. It's a taste thing, but I love that kind of stuff.
Tangles all those webs you spin so